And we're back.
We're back, baby.
There it is.
She was in a cult when I pulled her out of a cult.
Be super cool if you guys hit these.
Some weird handprint attached to the house.
Shut the
Okay, hold on. It's going, Allie.
It's going. What better way to bring in the new year with a nice little campfire in front of our little cabin?
Allie, it's been a minute since we've been back on camera, and it's not from lack of trying.
We've had some family stuff going on and, you know, a lot of emotional things. So that on top of it just makes it hard to want to be on camera.
So the stuff, the squirrel just jumped off the branches there. Oh, there he is, alerting.
We're filming at home for a reason.
There's stuff happening, stuff happening here, sometimes stuff happening inside the cabin house, and but for the most part, it's it seems like it's very familiar territory to like the Al Moon Lab as far as like it's the trickster stuff going on here. We have had stuff happen outside of the cabin 24/7, and it kind of comes and goes. Like we're in a category right now where it's a hot zone of activity happening here. Like last night was stuff going on. The neighbors were freaking out, and mainly with just noises, but everybody's kind of seen something,
heard something.
What was the first thing you remembered as far as like the trickster activity happening here?
I remember Rich saying, or you telling me from Rich's history that there's been like a visual sighting by his daughter. They were bluff charged through the brush before they cleared it out in that area down below. That he's heard like knocks and sounds of things like getting hit or smacked or moved, I think, but I don't think he himself had a visual sighting out here. The previous people that lived in the cabin that we're in, which is, you know, other family members, would have the walls smacked by something in the middle of the night that freaked them out. I'm trying to think what else, but shortly after I moved in, I know we kind of set some, I have like the little green man bead, and
yeah, it's still on the stump.
And I remember that got moved. And amidst that, you were carving, because it was the time of year to carve for conferences and selling wood watchers. And so I wasn't really leaving the house. And so my leaving the house was coming down to visit you at the wood shop in the carving area. And one day I found a like a really perfect triangular shaped rock, but it had like little, you know, dried caked mud on it, and found it just in the hard pan down there. And I stuck it, or I held it onto it, and I was like, oh, this will be cool maybe when I clean it off or whatever. And so I brought it up to the house, and I left it, there's a little shelf just outside of our front door, and was gonna clean it off later. And then I think it was the next day, I look outside and there's a piece of gravel that's somewhat triangular shaped, but it wasn't, I was like, I remember it being more perfect, and maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was, and I was about to like throw it. And then Rich found that rock down there sitting on top of a log, and it was cleaned off. So it was
a
like
matching rock.
So it was like, it was the one that I originally picked. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's the one I picked. It is perfectly shaped. And something had grabbed it off our shelf, replaced it with a different rock that was kind of shaped similar, and then cleaned it and set it out down there to where we'd all see it, like out in the open on one of those logs.
So this kind of goes back to the stuff that we talked about early on in Cottage Grove, this tailor effect, where stuff is tailor-made for a moment, and usually only the experiencer can appreciate it. So, you know, when you talk about rocks, it's special to us, special to you, but for, you know, you kind of have to know what this phenomena is before you can fully appreciate the small little nuances of it, like a little triangular rock. You know, kind of rare. You don't see them everywhere. Not like a three-sided, perfect-looking, smooth.
And I have a triangle tattoo. I've always loved triangles. That's why it like stood out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in a cult when I pulled her out of a cult. So it started with little stuff like that, and then
I think we started hearing wood knocks after that.
yeah. So during the summer, you'd just be sitting out here, and we should say that there is a rock quarry not too far from us, and periodically you got good old boys going down there unloading clips. But that wasn't this. These were like really close wood knocks, and they were singles. They wasn't like, you know, a pistol or a shot. It was like a single wood knock, like a Louisville Slugger wood knock. Just
Solid.
right around the property here, to the point where you could hear it on top of, like, you know, Dick, the neighbor across the road here. He would be on his excavator working, moving heavy debris, and it's got a big diesel engine, and he would hear it. And it got to the point where skeptics were turning into like investigators, and it was just kind of based upon the power of these wood knock sounds.
Yeah.
And so we started leaving out the recorder, and just like we did back in Cottage Grove, put an AC cord, line it out, stick it on the wood pile behind the cabin, and then put a big old speaker in the middle of the living room. And roughly around 8 o'clock, we just kind of turn everything down, and then the house becomes like this investigative area.
Yeah.
Where you're just listening to what's approaching.
Yeah. And it would be very obvious at the moment we went, because we would have fires like this, because they'd be perfect nights, or we'd just sit out in the driveway and listen. And it was very obvious once we went inside and turned on the recorder that things started to approach more. Like we would start to get more activity as soon as we went inside.
And one of the weirder things happened initially was we found a handprint on the back of the cabin that almost looked like, it's still there, I'll show you. It's like a burned handprint laying up against the wood panel where the Starlink is. And nobody knew where this this burned looking human handprint that looks like it's burned into the wood came from. It didn't look like it was Sasquatch. It doesn't look like that, but it's never left. And so I kind of played that off like, well, maybe when they built the cabin in haste, someone had oil on their hand. I don't know. But I know something else that has oil on its hand, and maybe it was related to something like Alba vernix seeping into the wood panel, which is this, sticky substance, oily substance on these crypto-terrestrials you keep hearing about, stuff like that.
Yeah. And the other thing was that every time we went to a hot spot and came home, we would have increased activity from the recorder or wood knocks around the property, what sounded like materials getting smacked, or,
It sounded like it was waiting for someone to leave, too. There'd be periods where I would leave, and you would have experiences as soon as I left the driveway, and there'd be giant sounds, like chaos going on within, you would definitely say, a football length or shorter away, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Obviously, like, summer was bonkers. Like, that was the busiest time. We're still having odd things, but we got actual language after you had the idea to play whale sounds. Like, it was literally that night.
I don't know who suggested playing whale sounds in the Bigfoot world, but somebody did it once, right? But that's what we had the like iTunes, loaded on my phone, and we just went out with a Bluetooth and sat it in the road. This one here in particular, let's just cue it up. Like, this is a big deal. I was about 30 minutes away in town grabbing something, and I got a call from you saying, we got language. I don't know, would describe the audio when you first heard it.
I mean, it was a mixture of muffled human talking initially, and then it sounds very like gibberishy.
It sounded like samurai chatter.
And then it has the percussive
yes,
like hits in between vocals as well, and they're happening in the middle of the night when everyone's asleep, and we don't get random people on this property, so it's just we can rule it out. And everybody that lives here, like, we communicate and can ask the next day, like, hey, were you out at this time, or were you doing this? And
I don't think you could fake that sound.
No.
Just like the Sierra sounds, there's stuff happening within those vocals that don't remind you of anything that a human's ever done before with their mouth.
And then we caught EVPs shortly after that too. What sounds like a little kid saying up here or come here.
Okay, so it's up to you guys to decide what you hear. Comment below on any of this stuff here. But this sound to me initially like a little girl saying up here.
And then we caught an EVP of Rich's mom's dog the day after it died, and they buried it, and it almost could sound like it came from the direction of where it was buried. Like, it's...
Well, so Dick and his wife's named Linda, they live across the driveway here, and I think altogether there's like 15 to 12 acres or something like that to roam around. And it's, it's out here in the middle of nowhere. But they've had stuff happen as well. And Linda is not unfamiliar with the land and what it can do. She can tell you a couple stories. But she told, she knew the dog was about to die. And she had a conversation, with Elvis, is the name of the dog. Just like, hey, if tonight's your night, you can go tonight, just let go. And if you want to stick around here, you can stick around the house for a bit. And then the dog that night wandered out into the living room to its bed and died. And so when she woke up, she found, and Elvis was tiny, like, what is he, a Yorkie?
He's a Chihuahua, long-haired.
Oh, okay. Long-haired Chihuahua.
He was like this big.
Super tiny. But he had a very high-pitched, kind of like aggressive little bark.
And you would hear it every time we'd go into the house. He was the first one to bark. I didn't even think twice when I heard it the first time reviewing that audio. I was like, oh, that's Elvis. We have to show Linda. And that changed their mind on, even though we had already caught language and knocks and the chaotic, like, materials getting smacked. They were...
That was personal.
They were interested, but like that, like, flipped a switch. They were just like, whoa. And yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, because there's no mistaking that dog's bark. Mm-hmm. It was Elvis. We have access right now to 2 different therm units. One is like a really good, high-grade, on-loan resonance production FLIR camera from Brett, the director of A Flash of Beauty. And we've gotten some good stuff up in Bluff Creek. We saw some interesting stuff with it. Mm-hmm. But you also have a really good little tiny, what's the name of the unit?
X infrared, and it's literally just like the lens and in a little cube, and it just plugs right into your phone.
It's a big lens, and we just went on a night walk.
I always carry it with me because I'm freaked out that we're going to run into a cougar, so it makes me feel better.
There's
safer.
cougars, reports of cougars here, like proper lion-sized cougars, like big jungle cat cougars.
Yeah.
And we've heard them chirping in the trees. Right, it's kind of crazy to be on a night walk and you hear
we get
the
chirps.
sound of a cougar chirping. And we were just going up behind the cabin. There's a loop that you can do. Maybe it takes you all of 15 minutes to do the entire loop out to the main road and then back up to the house. And it was cold and it was clear. And I don't know, describe, I guess, what happened.
As we're turning right to go on this trail, there was something that looked like it was...
I heard that.
What the heck was that? I saw something that was crouching, and we were just talking about it, and I was like, what is that? And because I knew it was cold because it was black and it was on the setting that white is hot.
Oh, that's overgrown.
Ew.
Oh, shit.
Why does that look like that?
I see it. That's a cold spot, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's very obvious, like, the difference between something that's got blood running through it than not. And it perfectly looked like a crouching Sasquatch.
Well,
Initially, when we saw the... Yeah.
And in the video, you'll see me just like, well, let me walk up and see what's going on here. Like, I'm going to debunk this quick, and I'm going to go up here and see this log and this fern. And...
it was crouching near fern.
We didn't have a powerful enough flashlight to really hit the distance like I wanted. So I came back just to see if it had moved. And I kind of blew out the frame with my heat signature. But also Valerie, the barn cat that may come into view here in a second because she hangs out at the cabin, she likes to follow us when we're on a hike. And so Valerie was with us, walking along. And then when I come back, Valerie's on camera, and this thing, whatever it is in a whole different position. It goes from like crouching by the road as a black cold spot, because white is hot, black is freezing, and I remember this thing being the blackest thing on camera.
It was very, very black.
So there it is, and it's just hovering down on the road. I go check it out, come back, and now this thing, and you're still holding it, like you're not in a different spot, you're behind the berry brush, and this thing is now elevated, floating.
Shut the
Okay,
up.
hold it. Are you sure that's cold? Yeah.
Yes. I'm not even joking. That sucker.
Wait, it's moving to the right.
Yeah, it moved from left to right.
It's in the air. So, like a triangular shaped thing, your mind, is like, okay, what is this? Is this a branch? Is this... I remember looking at this, like, are we looking at like half of a Sasquatch right now?
Yeah.
Because it looked like a conical head. It kind of looked like shoulders, but you couldn't gauge. I mean, the thing's moving too. It's not just sitting there in the air.
Yeah.
It's like panning, like half of like a helium balloon in a living room, just kind of like moving slowly.
Well, and then I think you made a comment saying like, let's move towards it. And as soon as you said that, it kind of moved into the colder shadow side of the tree it was in front of. Like it moved.
Okay, let's try to slowly walk.
Whoa. It looked... moving again? It literally just looked like it was...
Oh, it froze. Okay, wait.
It's centered on the tree now. It's moving to the left.
Yeah. Walk towards it and see what it does.
Sure.
Wait. As soon as I said that. It went behind the tree. Right as soon as I said that, it moved.
Is it still kind of there?
Yeah.
It kind of moved into the colder shadow side of the tree it was in front of. Like it moved.
Now this part's really weird because, I mean, is this thing going behind the tree, elevated, floating in the air, or is it going in front of the tree? But one thing's for sure is that it's responding to what we had just said. Mm-hmm. Like, it is making a move based upon the fact that I'm saying, well, let's move closer.
Yeah.
And so you see that shot. Now, the unfortunate part is the next part, because as we're filming and like, well, let's try again and move closer, right? Mm-hmm. That's when I move ahead of you and I have the camera behind you.
Yeah. And I like gasped and then started flinging around the F-bomb because it scared the crap out of me.
She's literally like looking back. Shut up.
It looked like the thing that was crouching just like got up and zipped across to the right side of the path. And it did. It looked like it got up and just like whoosh.
Looking back, looking back, looking back, looking back, looking back, looking back, looking back.
She's literally like looking back. She's literally like looking back. She's literally like looking back.
It moved very quickly and yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to film your camera just to appreciate the shot of like you filming something, and you say, the holy F, this thing just crossed the road, it moved. And so you bring the camera back and now this thing is
Crouching on the right side.
There it is.
What?
I think. Yep, there it's moving.
What the?
Yeah, there it is. It's on the right side of the road. You see it?
Yeah.
It crossed the road, and then remember there's
Yeah.
that section where it's like it's on crouching behind kind of like the fern, or not the fern, but the bushes on the
in the
right
final
side.
the final shot.
Yeah, I think that happened after, because it crossed and then
Yeah.
you were like, is it still there? And then we saw it.
Yeah.
I think. I can't remember.
Well, at some point your phone crashes.
Yeah.
And everything that you're recording gets wiped from memory.
Yeah.
And so we only have my GoPro shot of your phone, which we stabilized. And we
very
have
frustrating.
after you reset your FLIR, we do have the shot of this thing. It's seemingly like hunched down, crawling away. And I can't debunk it. In fact, it's in the hands of a guy named Dave Mason. And Dave Mason builds FLIR units for a living. You may have seen him on Skinwalker Ranch. He's, the guy that's constantly bringing the high-grade camera units from Washington out to Utah. And so he's been looking at it. I don't want to quote what he had to say yet. We'll get back to you on that. I mean, he was encouraging about the weirdness of it. I'll put it that way. But just out of respect of me not fully, doing my diligence on recreating what we saw, I'll just say that I don't know what else to say other than the fact that that's the strangest thing I've ever seen caught on FLIR camera that could be some proof that this is some kind of entity with a giant cold signature.
I can't remember what came before, like if it was the triangle-shaped floating thing. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But anyways, and we didn't even cover all of there's still more things that happened out here towards the end. I would say September which was when we expected things to like kind of die down. Like Rich told us that, you know, it leaves around this time and then it's quiet until about late spring. That's kind of what
we're
told
basically
us.
told you have a 2-month window. Enjoy it.
And
last night we heard wood knocks.
we captured screams, like separate ones, because we do the recorder being plugged into the, you know, amplified speaker thing. We were able to hear something slightly with our own ears through the speaker, and so we were like, we got to go outside and see if that's like, that sounds like screaming. And we go out there, and sure enough, like way back in the woods back there, there is something in the distance screaming its head off and just like wailing. And at some points it sounds almost like human, but it's not. And then what we start trying to get closer, and what happened?
Yeah, we get into the tree line and it completely stops. As soon as we approached it, and literally I remember my head going underneath a fir branch, and we both looked like it's gone.
Yeah. But it had gone on for like 20 minutes
it was
prior
crazy.
to that.
A wailing sound that seemed to come towards us. And I was wondering maybe if it's because I flew the drone over like sections of the wetlands. Maybe I was getting too close. But there's other stuff too, like the gravel crunching at night. It sounds just like a human walking up to the door. It was so loud while you were out of town that I kind of had like a full-on little freak out because it sounded like
it was right when I was coming home.
Giant wet gravel and big boots coming towards the door. But it sounded like it was walking in place. That's the weird thing. It didn't sound like it was like coming far away, closer. It sounded like I'm walking in place in big wet gravel. I'm coming in your house. Here we go. And the central light went on too. That was the other thing too. So I assumed it was maybe Rich.
Yeah, the motion sensor light.
It wasn't. No.
I've heard that too. The gravel steps in front of the doors. My absolute favorite thing we captured is something's trying to mimic the sound of a dog barking, like in the neighborhood, and then it totally gives itself up by just turning into like a screech banshee scream. That's my favorite one because, and then for a second it'll go back to barking like, "Rawr, rawr," and then it goes, "Ah, ah,"
And you have
like,
that saved?
Oh yeah. That's like my favorite one to share because that just, it's all, to me that's like proof that they try to mimic like different animal sounds and then it gave itself up by just going off into.
I don't know what my favorite is. Mine has to either be the little girl or the talking because we know there's no little girl in the woods. Let's show you around a little bit on the property.
Yeah.
messy back here, so just bear with us. Oh, by the way, I'll show you this. If anybody ever wants to find out where the Al Moon knee impressions were taken, I'll give you a little clue here. It's probably a super squatchy place. Nobody really ever goes there. And if you can decipher that road, then maybe you'll find your own Bigfoot evidence. So there's a little clue.
We also had some weird stuff show up, like in and around this picnic table. Like, remember there was like a wine opener.
Yeah. There's been little gifts laid out on this picnic table.
Yeah.
Here, hold this. So you can see right here. It's a little bit tougher to see with blown out light.
Yeah.
But no one has taken credit for that around here.
And it's kind of small. Like, it looks like it would be more my size.
Yeah. And there's another one.
Yeah. You can see the fingers.
So pretty much every cabin or house I've moved to after Daryl's spot has had some weird handprint attached to the house. Usually it's kind of the chalky white stuff, but this is not that. That's the other thing we haven't mentioned is the freaking game camera. Rich left out a game camera, and something had taken the apples and then moved the game camera and then punctured a hole in it.
All without being seen, pretty much.
Yeah. There's a little pond down here. And the owls like to be on these branches right here. I don't know what kind of owls they are, but we have this dinner bell. So anytime we come down here, and the other day that was rolled down here in the dirt. I don't know how that would have happened.
Well, and then one of the nights that we, I feel like there was a couple of different instances where we're making a sound with something around the property, asking them to specifically do that when we go back into the cabin. And one of them was doing the tin cans up here, these little targets.
Yeah,
and
these like homemade targets for
Yeah.
BB guns and 22s.
I think it was like after we tried playing sounds or something, we were like, be super cool if you guys hit these. And I think we hit them all in a row, but we had like a stick we were hitting it with, so it made like the perfect ting sound.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that night they did it.
Yeah.
It was the same night.
Now this spot here is kind of where we want to set up like a permanent camp area, just to see if anything comes up here and interacts, because it's 3 different roads. It's a boundary line for property, but we have access to it. So I don't know, maybe we'll do like an extended leave a tent up kind of situation.
Yeah, like come spring, hopefully. The signs, the obvious signs of them being back. Even though we're not so certain they're fully gone. Anyway.
Now this is one of my favorite sections of the land up here, is this old cedar forest here. It's so pretty.
It is.
There's one house way back there, like a 2-story house that's maybe a quarter of a mile in the woods. But other than that, so this is the spot.
Yeah.
And we're right behind these 2 berry bush looking things right through here.
Yeah.
And so where do you think it was in comparison to the shot?
I think it was crouching, because on my FLIR cam it's pretty zoomed in.
Yeah.
It was either crouching, because it was zoomed in, I think it was farther down, like right there. That weird curved tree and this big something.
I mean, you
tall.
plainly see it cross the road. When we stabilize it, you can see it make a quick move. It's just weird that it came back.
Yeah.
Because why would it come back?
Yeah.
And it was half the size when it came back and floating. It's kind of an important detail.
Yeah.
Checking out what's going on here at the property and trying to take care of business. So
for 2026. We have a lot of plans though, and amongst trying to get this documentary out, we realized we kind of have a gold mine with this property. And last year we were just so, we didn't anticipate how nuts it would get out here.
Yeah.
And we weren't really prepared to like be as, professional archiving researchers as we wanted to be. And so this summer is going to be totally different. Like,
You're excited about
I
spring.
am, yeah, because I'm tired of being cold. But
Yeah, well, right. It's harder to research when it's freezing and wet.
yeah. But the other thing about whatever's out here, and it seems like a family of Bigfoots or a group of them, something are out here in the summertime, is every time we would try a new experiment, we would get more activity. It's almost like they appreciated that we were trying something new, but then they would get bored with it. If you tried it again, it wouldn't like stick. It wouldn't work again. You almost had to try something new every time, which was a little bit exhausting.
Well, why did we stop doing the whale sounds?
I don't know.
Because we probably shouldn't have stopped that.
Yeah, because that's what got the language the first
It's
time.
kind of crazy, the stuff that you don't do after something works. Like, well, why are you leaving? You just saw a ghost.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I don't know. Time to go home. Also, I should make mention, tickets go on sale for Olympic Strange Days, Valentine's Day. At midnight, those tickets will go on sale. Limited seating for all those. And last time we sold out, I think, in 14 hours. So,
Yeah.
what else am I forgetting? Oh, we should mention, too, Sasquatch Summer Fest coming up. And Allie and I, the next time you see us, is going to be in Longview,
Yeah.
Washington, at the Galactic Squatch Fest. Coming up the last weekend in January. We'll be speaking, doing a presentation, and showing this footage. We got to include this footage now into this presentation. And just a fun deal. If you like beer, they have a beer garden too. And it's right off the I-5. And come hang out with us in Longview, Washington. That's it for now.
And we're back.
We're back, baby. We're
Plan
back.
to stay back.
Yeah. All right. That's it. We'll see you guys shortly, if not next week. Bye.
Bye.